You know that feeling? You woke up exactly 8 hours ago, you got into bed at a perfectly reasonable time, but your brain, well, it still feels like it's stuck in low power mode. You're probably sitting there blaming your stress levels, or maybe a late night from earlier in the week. But what if I told you the real culprit stealing your morning energy might be sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now? Welcome to our explainer today. We are launching a high-stakes investigation into these hidden sleep killers, and we're going to uncover exactly how everyday habits and items in your kitchen are secretly sabotaging your deep sleep. It is incredibly frustrating to do everything right, to prioritize your rest, and still wake up feeling utterly exhausted. That exact pain point is what we are addressing today. We so often think of our bedroom as the only environment that dictates our sleep quality, but the evidence points somewhere else entirely. The everyday staples you rely on to nourish yourself could literally be the exact things stealing your vitality from the inside out. All right, let's open up the dossier of suspects. Today, we're covering 1. The kitchen connection, 2. The invisible light culprit, 3. The fermentation fallacy, 4. Hidden caffeine, and finally, 5. The kitchen reset routine. Let's dive right in with section 1, the kitchen connection, the biological command center. So we need to talk about circadian cues. You might think of your kitchen as just a room where you store and prep food, right? But it's actually an active environment, continuously sending direct biological signals to your brain. Think of your body as having an internal clock. That clock relies entirely on environmental inputs, specifically metabolic signals like the food you eat, the light hitting your eyes, and the ambient temperature, to figure out what time it is biologically. Is it time to be sharp, alert, and digesting, or is it time to power down and repair? If you send the wrong signal from your kitchen late in the evening, your brain gets completely confused and your sleep quality just plummets. Moving on to section 2, the invisible light culprit, sabotaging the sleep hormone. There is a biological battle happening in your home every single evening. On one hand, you have high-intensity overhead kitchen lighting. When you wander into the kitchen for a late-night snack and flip on those bright overhead lights, or even if you just expose yourself to the concentrated blue light from the digital screens on your smart appliances, you are blasting your brain with a massive wake-up signal. This instantly bright light directly suppresses your body's production of melatonin, which is that absolutely crucial hormone responsible for initiating and maintaining deep sleep. But on the flip side, we have circadian-friendly under-cabinet lighting. This provides a much softer, warmer glow that allows your natural melatonin production to proceed totally uninterrupted. The craziest part about this is that you don't even need to eat a single bite of food to completely disrupt your rest. Just the simple act of turning on the wrong light can ruin your deep sleep cycle. The immediate, actionable step you can take tonight is to swap to warm-toned under-cabinet lighting, or honestly just use dimmer switches in your kitchen after 8 p.m. By lowering that light intensity, you're telling your brain that the sun has set and it's finally safe to begin the biological repair process. Section 3, the fermentation fallacy, healthy snacks or hidden stimulants. Okay, let's follow the evidence step by step to see the underlying biological mechanics at play here. Step 1, you enjoy a late-night snack of aged cheese. It's high in protein, low in sugar, seems like a perfectly healthy choice, right? Well, Step 2 reveals a hidden danger. Fermented foods and aged cheeses contain really high levels of an amino acid called tyramine. Moving into Step 3, when tyramine hits your system, it can actually trigger the release of norepinephrine. Now, norepinephrine is a powerful brain stimulant. It's a fight-or-flight chemical. So finally, in Step 4, because your brain is now chemically stimulated, you are forced into a state of light, restless sleep. You might be physically unconscious, sure, but you are trapped in light sleep instead of sinking into the deeply restorative stages of sleep that you so desperately need to feel energized the next day. Which brings us to Section 4, hidden caffeine, the decaf deception. I want you to really let this number sink in. 7 hours. That is the average half-life of caffeine in the human body. Because of this long half-life, if you consume a stimulant at 7 p.m., thinking it's totally harmless because it's early in the evening, half of that active compound is still actively circulating in your bloodstream, locking onto your brain receptors at 2 a.m. This perfectly explains why you might fall asleep just fine initially, but then wake up tossing and turning in the middle of the night. Let's lay out the hard facts here and expose the myth of the 100% caffeine-free kitchen. Take decaf coffee, for instance. The name implies zero caffeine, but in reality, it contains trace amounts of it. And for highly sensitive sleepers, even that small trace amount combined with that 7-hour half-life is more than enough to disrupt rest. Now look at dark chocolate.
widely praised as a healthy antioxidant treat, right? But it contains not only caffeine, but also a compound called theobromine, which acts as a secondary stimulant. Having a square of dark chocolate after dinner is literally delaying the onset of your deep sleep. These supposedly safe kitchen staples are actively hijacking your rest.
Section 5. The Kitchen Reset Routine. Restoring order to your sleep.
Now, before we get to the actual checklist, I want to hit pause for a second. Wait, do not throw everything away. Seriously, please do not overreact and purge your entire pantry into a garbage bag. The goal here is absolutely not to make you fear your food. Balance is key here. Dark chocolate and fermented foods are genuinely good for you. The poison is in the timing, not necessarily the product itself. So here is your actionable, balanced kitchen reset routine. First, swap out that intense lighting environment. Commit to lowering your overhead kitchen lights and switching to warm, dim lighting after 8 p.m. to protect your melatonin. Second, time your fermented foods properly. Enjoy that delicious aged cheese or kombucha at lunchtime for sure, but actively avoid Tyramine-rich foods late at night. And third, audit your evening treats. Check your decaf coffee and dark chocolate labels, and recognize that for sensitive sleepers, these sneaky stimulants just need to be moved to the afternoon rather than the hours right before bed. When you piece all of this evidence together, it leads us to one undeniable conclusion. Morning energy isn't built in the morning. You can't just wake up, chug a glass of water, splash your face, and expect to feel amazing if the foundation is broken. That foundation of your daily energy is entirely constructed by the biological choices you make in your kitchen the night before. To wrap up our investigation today, I want you to perform a quick sleep audit of your own space. What hidden killer is lurking in your kitchen today? Comment below with the biggest culprit you uncovered in your cabinets. Was it the bright smart fridge light? The evening square of dark chocolate? Let us know. And if you're ready to dive even deeper into optimizing your daily vitality, be sure to check out our Caffeine Science Explainer for a complete breakdown on how to master your energy levels. Until next time, keep your lights low, audit those late night snacks, and sleep well.